Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Sheba, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Sheba's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Sheba's been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we will show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Sheba is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, and that's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Sheba take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Sheba heel, and she should then fall, and you're going to start walking, and then she should fall in line nicely, heeling appropriately on your left-hand side. She should be keeping pace with you, whether you're walking at a faster pace or a slower pace. She should not be lagging behind or lunging ahead on that collar, on the leash. If she is to do so, tell her no, followed by a correction on the correction collar, and repeat the heel command. Also incorporated into our heel exercise is an automatic sit, which you just saw occur. So anytime that you're out walking with Sheba and you stop, she should sit nicely right there at your left-hand side. The next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command. It is a hand and voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm in front of her muzzle and the one-word command to stay, and then walk out to the end of your training leash. Now Sheba should remain seated in this position and should not break. This is a great command to practice often to make sure that you're building up her ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. And when you're practicing at home, you can accomplish this by starting at about 1 minute for her long sit stay, and you'll increase her intervals working up to a total of 3 minutes for her long sit stay. When Fred returns back, he's going to walk all the way around her behind in a counterclockwise motion, returning back to heel position so that Sheba is once again directly on his left-hand side. And they're going to run through their heel sit and stay again. And if any time you're working her through her commands and she does not complete them appropriately, first word out of your mouth is no, followed by a correction on the correction collar, and you repeat the command. Now Fred leaves her in another sit stay and walks out to the end of the leash, and this time they are going to demonstrate the recall or the come on command. You're going to call Sheba in using her name in a happy tone. She should get up and come in and sit directly in front of you, and we have an exercise called the finish where we return her back to heel position by heeling her around the back of us, returning her once again to our left-hand side where she's going to sit nicely. And they're going to go ahead and demonstrate that again. So leave her in a sit stay, walk out to the end of your leash, call her in using her name in a friendly tone. When she comes in, she should sit nicely, and then around the back of you to your left-hand side, sitting nicely. Good girl. You want to make sure that you keep Sheba motivated when working her through her commands by using lots of positive reinforcement, either physically praising her by petting her or verbally praising her and telling her she's a good girl and doing a good job. The next command that they're going to demonstrate for you is the first of our down commands, and it's down from a heel position. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm again, but this time straight down towards the ground in the one-word command to down. Then give the stay command and walk out to the end of the leash again. And with the down stay, she should remain laying down in this position and should not break. And you want to make sure that you're practicing this command often as well to help build up her ability to down stay for longer periods of time. And with your long down stay, you start at about 3 minutes and you increase your intervals working up to a total of 5 minutes for your long down stay. Once again, counterclockwise around behind and back to heel position so that she's directly at your left heel. Again. Great job. You want to make sure that although you're incorporating your commands into your everyday activities and schedule, that you're setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day, at least for the first couple of weeks that she's home. So that way you can work her in a formal obedience session such as this video here. It's great practice for the both of you and will help with the transition back home. So Fred leaves her in another down stay. And this time we'll demonstrate the recall or the come command from the down position where she gets on up and comes on in. Good girl. Around the back. Very good job. Now what they're demonstrating is the last of our down commands, and it's a down from a distance. You're going to leave her in a sit-stay, walk out to the end of the leash, and from the end of the leash, use your right hand to give Sheba the down command. And she should drop into a down right where she's sitting. Good girl. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Sheba has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Sheba, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.